Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, it's super exciting to have you here. We have been working on this presentation, believe it or not, since November. And it's something that I'm super excited to share with you. Myself and our team have put a huge amount of work into this. And it's how do you get paid while you sleep? But before we get started, I've got a little video that I want to share with you because for me, this video sums up and encapsulates who we are, why we're here, and most importantly, how we can actually help you get paid while you sleep. So our purpose is to help you invest like the top 1%. Now, before I get started, let's just engage a little bit. Let's find out, where are you from? Where are you coming from in the world? We always have such an amazing group of people from all over the world. I'm currently coming from Knysna, South Africa. It's one of the most magnificent days here and a wonderful evening. But where are you coming from? I'm always fascinated to find out where everyone is from. And once I understand where you're all from, I'm going to pivot straight into how I can help you get paid. So we got Pretoria, Gordons Bay, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Harare, Abu Dhabi, Johannesburg, Stellenbosch, Windhoek, London, Bloemfontein, Pretoria, Senegal, Ballito, Oxfordshire, England, India, Bedfordshire, Soweto. Excellent. So we've got a real array of people from all over the world. Polokwane, Mauritius. Excellent. Well, thank you to everyone for being engaged and letting me know where you're at. And it's with a huge amount of excitement and joy. We've got Australia even. Wow, Australia, it's early in the morning for you. It's with a huge amount of excitement and joy that I launched this presentation for you, because I think this will be one of the most important presentations that we've ever put together in our lives. Again, our purpose is to help you invest like the top 1%. And the first question that I'd like to ask you is, who here would like to get paid while they sleep? So let me just see, who here would like to get paid while they sleep? And Bagwandas, you are the first tonight. And so congratulations. I am going to chuck $10 into your account. If you've got a Wealth Migrate account, we will chuck $10 into your account. So Bagwandas is going to be the first person to have a payday today. I intend to have lots of paydays. In fact, I want all of you to have a payday. But what is important, Shanika, if you wouldn't just mind reaching out to Bagwandas and making sure that you've got his details and that he can make sure that he's having his payday. He's already going to get paid while he sleeps. But the question I've got for you is, one of the greatest investors on the planet, Warren Buffett, said, if you don't make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And so when I ask people, do you want to make money and get paid while you sleep? It's the difference between that and working till you die. What about a different question? Who would like to own assets which are hassle-free, simple, and safe? Who would like to access the knowledge that the top 1% have? Who would like to have access to the partners that the top 1% have? This is a big one for most people. Who would like to have time freedom? I know I certainly would. Who would like to diversify and not have all your eggs in one basket? You know that proverbial basket with all our eggs? Who would like to protect their wealth, have a plan B, and peace of mind? Can see there's lots of engagement, so thank you. These are questions for yourself to think through and contemplate. Who would like their wealth to go global? Now, I want to start with a story. And this was a picture of myself and Richard Branson. And I had the privilege of being invited to Necker Island. And I spent a week with him on Necker Island. And actually, this was a picture of me and him going kite surfing. We were racing around the island. And there was a little bit of homework that we had to do. There was myself and 25 other amazing entrepreneurs. And we got to spend an entire week with Richard Branson. And the only homework we had to do was we had to bring one life hack along. So what is a hack in life? It's about how to do something simpler, quicker, easier. And what was interesting is when I was on the island, I realized with all these 25 amazing people that what I try and do, and one of the things my business partner said to me is that I always try and put myself in the room where I'm the dumbest, poorest person. And what we realized was that ultimately I'm a wealth hacker. And so with your permission, I'm going to take this jacket off because I don't like talking about investment and money and finances and wealth with a jacket and a tie. It's very kind of old school and the way that the typical financial industry works. And I believe much more conclusively that I'm a wealth hacker. And I'd love to know who else here considers themselves to be a wealth hacker? Someone that is consistently out there trying to learn from the best, trying to copy what the wealthiest are doing, or even better, trying to partner with them in terms of it. Because for me, that's what a wealth hacker is all about. Now, a question I've got for you. Why did you show up today? What is your big goal? So Shariah said, I want to learn. Haput said, I try, but I'm not successful in being a wealth hacker. Well, give me 90 minutes of your time. Freedom. I want to retire one day, increase knowledge, learn. Burning desire to be free and successful. Learn, be honest, financial freedom, passive income. The question I then ask is, why have you not achieved it yet? And how long have you been trying? How long have you been trying to achieve the things that you wanted to achieve? Is it months? Is it years? Is it decades? Because the simple question I like to ask everyone is, what do you want more of? What do you want more of? If I was a little, fairy godmother and I could kind of give you anything you want, what do you want more of? Passive income, decades. I want to learn how to invest properly, passive income, free time, the right info, travel, time, financial freedom, passive income. You know what I find fascinating? You can look at all the things, be they time, be they travel, be they passive income, be they freedom. Every single one of them can get answered by money and by passive income. It's the answer to most things. At the end of the day, if you've got money, and most importantly, if you've got passive income, then you can get the resources that you want, but you have to get paid. And what's fascinating is that there are 4 elements to passive income and freedom. 4 elements. The first is that you need the right partners. The second is that you need to be able to access the right opportunities. The third is that you need the right information. And the fourth is that you need diversification. These are the 4 elements. And if I was you, I'd take our little camera and take a picture. Because these are the 4 elements to passive income and freedom. And this is how you get paid and ultimately build a diversified passive income of $1,000 or more. Now, I'm sure some people will be sitting here going, yeah, Scott, it sounds too good to be true. It sounds too good to be true. And the question they're asking themselves is how? How do you do it? And the answer is, it's simple. Just like all the other technology companies have done, whether it's Uber, whether it's Airbnb, or whether it's Netflix, all of them have basically cut out the middlemen, they've cut out the costs, and they've dramatically increased the trust, the transparency, and the accessibility. Now, let me give you an example. Before Uber came along, if I went to a meeting in London, I could not afford a private driver. Only the wealthiest of the wealthy had a private driver. They had Jeeves, sitting outside waiting for them when they were in a meeting. The rest of us had to drive our own car, or we had to get on a bus, or we had to get in the tube. Then Uber came along, and what did it do? It cut out the middlemen, it cut out the costs, and it dramatically increased the trust, the transparency, and the accessibility. Now, anyone with a smartphone has access to a private driver. Technology has democratized access to a private driver. And I want to share with you tonight how you can make a passive income of at least $1,000 or more as soon as possible. And when people say to me, it's too good to be true, well, it's exactly like the smartphone and how getting access to a smartphone gave you access to a private driver. Technology is allowing you to invest like the top 1% and to be able to get the results like the top 1%. And that is why I'm going to show you tonight how you can get paid while you sleep. Is that a fair deal? Who's in for the ride? I'd love to be able to let you know about what we do. Yes? So I've got a couple of people in. Okay, excellent. Let's rock and roll. So the first thing that I just wanted to share with you is a disclaimer, and that is that I'm not going to be giving you financial advice, but I have been doing this 28 years. I've helped people in 178 countries, and I'm going to share with you what works, what doesn't work, what my mistakes were, and most importantly, what are the lessons that you can learn so that you can avoid the pitfalls. Because what's fascinating is that each and every one of us is trying to get to this proverbial, whatever it is, financial freedom, passive income, wealth protection, plan B, peace of mind, generational wealth, whatever it is that is your wants and needs. But the challenge is that there's a number of traps along the way, and we call them passive income traps. Now, do me a favor, chuck in the chat box. Would you like me to share with you what some of the passive income traps are so that you can avoid them? Kind of the metaphor I use is that you can be walking around and you can literally fall down a pothole. And if you're trying to figure it all out yourself, or you can have a guide come along and say, hey, be careful of that pothole over there. Be careful of that pothole over there. Go a little bit left, go a little bit right. And you can avoid the potholes and you can proverbially get straight to the destination as quick as possible. So I'm going to share with you tonight. My promise to you tonight is I will show you how you can get paid while you sleep. However, I have to show you some of the potholes that I'm almost 100% sure that you're falling in one of them, if not all of them. Let's start with the first one. The first passive income trap is relying on one income source. So this is a great little picture because most people are relying on their job. They're an employee, they get paid a monthly salary, and they are relying on their job to get paid. It's their single source of income. The next is you got the business owners. They're the small to medium enterprise business owners, the doctors, the accountants, the lawyers, and they're running a business, but their business is their single source of income. Or you've even got the property investors, and they're over here. They got one, maybe two properties, and they are relying on a single tenant with a single source of income. Proverbially, all three of these people have one egg in their one basket, and they have all the risk. The wealthy, on the other hand, they have multiple income sources. Their multiple income sources, the diversity of income, is what gives them the freedom. If one of them stops, they can still get paid. And that is why it is so important. And I wanted to share with you a little video here. I've got a couple of videos of real people, real stories. And this is a video of a farmer.
Scott, can you remember when you were a little kid and it was Christmas morning and you opened your Christmas presents? Huh? Can you remember that? That's
Well,
what I feel like.
I have a little kid, so I get reminded quite regularly at the moment.
I tell you what, amazing. And I only just got a few dollars back in my investments again. You know, it's the second payment that I got in that I've seen on my wallet. And it's money that I didn't have to slog for. I had to think for it, but I didn't have to slog for. and it's absolutely fantastic. It's just when you start seeing your money work for you, it's just an absolutely undescribable feeling. And as a farmer now, I've got a very specific goal, which says that I need to build alternate income streams so that the weather doesn't matter. Because that's, being a crop farmer, the weather matters very much, and particularly this past year. When your income for a year is only 30% of what your expenses will be, you're in a difficult position. And to be energized and as excited as what I am in that position is incredibly empowering. Thanks, Scott.
So that's a good example of someone that, ultimately for 42 years was a farmer, and then he found a way to go out and to create multiple income streams. And he got so excited because he was making money while he was sleeping, and his money was working for him, and he was getting paid. I mean, how many of you would like to be like Derek and to earn multiple income streams and not have to rely on the weather or your job or your business or one or two properties to pay your income? The second passive income trap that people get caught in is investing without a strategy. Now, to be honest, I see this one all the time, and it's actually quite scary for me, this one. So we work with a family office, and in our family office, now the family office look after the wealthiest of the wealthiest people, and literally the top 1% of the top 1%. They manage 65 families. They manage just short of $1 billion. And we've worked with them since 2012, and we've mapped what they do. So there are 9 steps that they do for their families. So firstly, it's about protecting their money. So, at the end of the day, when you've worked hard for your money, you want to protect it. Then it's about optimizing, making sure it's in the right tax, the right structuring, that the assets are performing and that their money is working for them. And ultimately, it comes down to legacy and finally to generational wealth. And there are 9 steps to generational wealth. And something that I find very scary is that most people don't have a strategy at all. Secondly, if they have a strategy, their strategy is, I go to the financial advisor, I don't understand what they say, but I'm just going to trust them. And what's really scary is that the typical financial industry person, the typical person that you're meeting, I'm not saying yours per se, but in general, is doing 1 out of the 9 steps. 1 out of the 9 steps. And I've got a little video here of a video that I made recently with Evan. And he talks about how important it is to actually have the knowledge so that you too can implement a strategy and you can take control of your money.
Okay, so I've been a dentist for 47 years. I've just retired. And so I'm learning my new career path, which is very exciting. There's some incredible people on board. There really are. So I'm learning a lot. And in terms of learning, it's showing me a completely new path that I didn't even know existed. So it's been exciting, really has, yeah. My financial advisor, who I think is very good, he's been with me 15 years and he's always looked after me. And I don't think he is a typical financial advisor because he runs his own portfolio. But it was typically that. I didn't understand what he was talking about when I went in there. He could say, well, I'm going to put this and do that and buy that and change this. I didn't know what he was doing. Now, all of a sudden, I understand what he's saying. I understand where we're going, and I can actually ask questions and say, no, I don't agree with that. Whereas before, I just listened and signed the paper. That was it. Now I feel that I'm in control. I really feel I'm in control of my financial future. And that gives me a lot of confidence going forward. And I'm trying to get my kids involved. My son-in-law wants to start a new business, and there's just so much now that I can impart my knowledge to them and feel confident with what I'm saying, not just saying it for the sake of saying it. I really feel I can help them on their journey to financial wealth now. So that to me is probably one of the biggest spin-offs of joining you guys.
I mean, the question I'd have for you is how many people would like to be in control of their money? I mean, just type yes in the chat box or type control. Derek, it was getting paid. This is about control. Would you like to be in control of your finances? we say, do you have a strategy? Well, do you actually have a strategy? Because at the end of the day, you've got to go along, whether whether it's being done for you or done with you. You need to have a strategy, and you need to understand what is going on. Imagine the peace of mind that Evan has now, that he has the knowledge and he can talk to his financial advisor and he feels in control of his financial future. My wish for all of you is that you feel in control of your financial future. Let's move to the third passive income trap. Thinking you need a lot of money to start. So many people think, oh no, this is only the bastion of the super wealthy. I can't participate in this. You need hundreds of millions of dollars or even $1 million or whatever people put in their head. And what's interesting, and I'm going to show you tonight how to do this. Mohammed said, thanks for having the $10 entry. Makes me feel like a property tycoon. Move over Gary Cardone or Donald Trump. He means Grant Cardone. We literally on our platform, and there's other platforms out there, that you can literally get started from $10. And so if you tell me that you don't have $10, then you're in the wrong place, because I know you've got $10. And secondly, people say, oh, but I'm too old to do it. The Japanese have a saying, the best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best day is today. And I love this. There's a young man who started at 13 with us. Kai is out of Ireland. Warren Buffett started when he was 13. And if Kai can do it at 13, then so can you do it. And I believe that each and every one of you can get paid. My wish for you, my dream for you, is that you go out there and that you too get paid while you sleep. The fourth passive income trap, and this is one that catches most people out, because most of us have gone out and we've read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And let me just stop sharing here. We've read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Real Estate Riches by Robert Kiyosaki and Dr. Dolph DeRoos. And books like this, this Real Estate Riches, they say go out and look at 100 houses, make an offer on 10, get accepted for 3 and buy 1. And the whole philosophy is go and buy lots of houses and one day you'll retire. Anyone else do this? Like, am I the only one that was like, all I got to do is go and buy lots of houses and then one day I'll be able to retire? That was me. So I know this passive income trap worse than most people. And anyone that's ever done residential property tends to know what I'm talking about. Because the problem is that the old system is broken. If the investor over here wants to invest in a property, there are 16 different middlemen between them and their investment. There's no trust, there's no transparency, and there's high fees, low returns, and no alignment. So the people like me that went out, I did it for 14 years, went and bought 16 properties, and I thought, yay, I'm going to finally retire, and I'm going to have lots of passive income, and I'm going to have all the freedom in the world. And yet the interesting thing is, we were literally taught this when we were a kid. We were taught this when we were a kid. I mean, how many of you enjoyed playing Monopoly? Just be honest with me. How many of you enjoyed Monopoly? I loved it. I still love it. And what was interesting, when you played Monopoly, was it better to buy greenhouses or red hotels? Greenhouses or red hotels? Just type in the chat box for me. I want to do a little thing here. So we can see red hotels, red hotels, red hotels, red hotels, red hotels. Excellent. So everyone knows it was red hotels. Now, let's get a little bit more complicated. Is it better to buy 4 greenhouses or 1 red hotel? Come on. This is a bit of advanced Monopoly now. Is it better to get 4 greenhouses or 1 red hotel? And I can see red hotel, red hotel, red hotel. Well done to all of you. Fantastic. So what's interesting is that we all know from when we were children that we should be buying red hotels or commercial property. Fascinating. And yet we all go out and buy houses. Why? We know that we should be buying commercial property. I know. I went out and read all the books. All the books say that people start in residential, but the wealthy people make money in commercial property. And yet I really struggled to get into commercial property. And the reason being is that there's a value chain to real estate. You and I are at the bottom of the value chain of real estate. And the question I always ask people is why don't you go up the value chain? Why don't you invest in hospitals or shopping centers or office buildings or industrial buildings? Why don't you invest in quality assets that the wealthiest of the wealthy invest in and the institutional investors? Or why don't you become a developer? And what's interesting is that all over the world, 178 countries, these are some of the barriers that people say. It sounds too good to be true. I don't know how. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the time. Lack of effort. It's scams. It's too expensive. How do I protect myself? Etc., etc., etc. But ultimately, it comes down to three things. I don't have the money, I don't have the knowledge, and I don't have the time. So what about if I could debunk this for you? What about if I could literally show you how you could invest with a small amount of money, where you could partner with people who have the knowledge and where you could do it in a small amount of time? Who would like to see that? Literally live. I want to show you live. Tonight's not a theory conversation. Tonight is a practical, yes, I want to do this. So what I want to share with you is our platform, Wealth Migrate. Now, we've invested over a decade putting this together, and we've spent over $20 million building all the technology and everything in place. So you can see I'm going in live here. And right now on our platform, you can go in, you've got your digital wallet, you can set it up in your own name, you can set it up in a company or a trust, you can go look at your portfolio. One of the things I love is that I can manage all my investments all in one place. I've got my digital wallet, so my investments, whether they're in England, Australia, America, Europe, they all come into one place, so I can manage them all in my digital wallet, and I can both deposit and withdraw money. I'm in complete control of my money, and I can manage my online profile and everything here. But let's go and play adult Monopoly. So I don't know who else is like me. I'm an adult in a kid's body, and I want to play adult Monopoly, which is basically Monopoly in real life. So right now, we've got 4 deals live on the platform. We've got a deal in Manhattan, New York. It's a property deal, and it's got a total return of 17%. We've got a private equity opportunity in London, and that's got a total return of 25% per year. We've got a debt opportunity in Austin, America, and that's got a total return of 9.42%. And we got an industrial commercial property, or real estate, if you want to call it that, in Phoenix, Arizona, which is one of the top 3 markets in America with a 16% return. So let's play real life Monopoly. Do you want to invest in Manhattan, in London, in Austin, or in Phoenix? Let's see. I want to see who's going to comment first. So Mandla Kaisa, Bagwandas was actually first, but he's already had a payday. He's really on it today. But Mandla Kaisa, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You said Phoenix, so I'm going to give you a payday. $10, Shanika, please, to Mandla Kaisa, because I love to give out paydays, and to Rosa Drosinos. I'm also going to give you a payday because you said Manhattan. So let's go to we had 3 there. We had Manhattan, we had Phoenix, and we had London. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with Manhattan. So I go into the deal. I can read all about it. I can see the risk. I can download the documentation. I can go read everything. But now I decide I want to invest in Manhattan. Oh, just by the way, before I go there, I mean, I never in my life thought that I'd be investing within 2 kilometers of the New York Stock Exchange, literally right in the heart of Manhattan. I want to go and invest. I can invest from $10. I go, I continue. I digitally sign the agreement. I can download it if I want. I go agree and make investment. You've just watched me literally invest in Manhattan in under 30 seconds. Now I want to go back to the portfolio. I think the next one was Phoenix. I want to go and look at this opportunity. Again, I can go to the investment calculator. I can say, well, if I invest $1,000, what would my returns be? If I invest $1,000, I'm going to get back $2,082. I like this deal, so I'm going to go and invest $10. Boom, digitally sign the agreement, download, and I go agree, and I go make investment. Now, let me go back to the marketplace. The next one was London. I want to do a bit of London investing. So I go $10. I digitally sign the agreement. Oh, I didn't sign the agreement. I digitally sign the agreement. At least you know I'm doing this live. And I go make investment. And finally, I go back to browse marketplace. And I want a bit of Austin, Texas as well. And a bit of a debt opportunity. So I go invest in this deal. And I go $10. And I go digitally sign the agreement. And I go agree. And I go make investment. And what I find absolutely fascinating is that what you've just watched me do in under 2 minutes is invest in New York, Manhattan, America. You've also watched me invest in dollars. You've watched me invest in Air Baguette in Phoenix, also in dollars. You watch me invest in London in pounds, and you watch me invest in Austin in dollars. I've invested in 2 different countries, 2 different currencies, 4 different assets, 4 different partners, and across 4 different time frames. And so if anyone says to me that they don't have the money, I've just shown you how you can diversify and invest $40 completely across the world in first world markets. I've shown you how you can do it from a knowledge perspective by partnering with institutional quality partners. And I've also shown you how you can do it in a couple of minutes. I believe all the excuses are off the table. And so if we go back to this slide, what we've basically helped people do is invest in red hotel, red hotel, red hotel, and red hotel. And the question I have for everyone is, how cool is that? I mean, how much of you, how exciting is this? I mean, if you're live here tonight, tomorrow night, we're literally launching Manhattan. I never in my wildest dreams, we've got a bonanza tomorrow night. We've got a London and New York investment bonanza. You have the opportunity to invest in London and in New York. And depending on which deal you choose, or both, you can get between 6 to 12% cash on cash. You can get 14 to 23% total return, IRR. You've got a 4 to 7 year investment hold. If you put $100,000 in, you're looking to double it. It's called a 2x multiple, 2 equity multiple. And the return on investment is roughly 20%. So no one can tell me that it's not possible, because I've literally just shown you. Who here is as excited as I am? Because what I've just shown you is that I've shown you how you can make money while you sleep. And I want to prove to you, because most of you have been indoctrinated that you need to go out and you need to buy houses. But we've all learned from a young age that we need to buy red hotels. And so let's go and look at some real life examples. Now, I need to log into these because they're real life systems. But if I log in here quickly and they're all live. Why is that one not going live? Anyway, you can see here, we basically got, so this is a multifamily. So rather than buying one house or one apartment, we invested with an institutional partner, and we basically got, we invested in 750 apartments. And this pays us about $6,400 every quarter. So you can see there, March, November, August, May, February. You can just see all the dividends coming in. Each and every month, each and every quarter, the money comes in terms of that process. If you look at this opportunity here, let me just log in here. This here is another industrial property. This is more lumpy in terms of the payments and the transactions in terms of where you get. You can see the last payment to us was $5,500. This year, I just need to log in real time here. At least you know I'm doing it live for you. You know, people say to us that we can't invest in office buildings. Well, we invested in the middle of COVID, December 2020, in the most amazing building. And you can see that this pays us $6,300 every quarter and has done since we owned it at the end of 2020. And I always say to people, these are so boring. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to go out and collect the rent. You don't have to worry about the tenants. You don't have to worry about management agents. You don't have to worry about fixing toilets and all the hassle that is involved in residential property. It is so boring. And if you like fixing toilets, and if you like collecting rent, and if you like dealing with vacancies and maintenance and all the hassle involved in residential, then I would stick to residential. But if you don't like that, and if you want to get paid while you sleep, then I think I've shown you the way to be able to do that. So I've got another beautiful little video here for you that I wanted to share with you. And this was a lady that has recently learned this and now understands the benefit of the new way of investing.
Can I invest? How can I invest? No, learning about the property more, because I was investing on the property in the old-fashioned way, but now I know the new-fashioned way of doing investing on the property without a stress, because you never know which family will get. As I got the new family right now, and Scott, I will say this Saturday, I felt like a billionaire. I felt the sense of the 9 figures being, when we were on the cruise, I was like, I feel like I'm a billionaire.
You know, my question, I love her laugh. My question is, you know, how many of you would like to feel like that? How many of you would like to feel like a billionaire? And, you know, how many of you would like to get paid? Because at the end of the day, what she's saying is that when you invest alongside, you know, the wealthy, and when you invest alongside the first world, and when you're getting access to first world opportunities that are like the top 1% invest in, then you get the same feeling. You get the same returns. And so it was this journey that I went on that has helped me personally over the last 10 years to invest on 5 different continents, 5 different currencies, 40 different assets, 15 different partners, and across time. And the lifestyle that it's afforded me, you know, this is a picture from the back of our boat. The sun is setting in the lagoon where I live. This was from the front of the boat. We're looking out over the Knysna Heads. This is my son and I. Most evenings we actually go out on the boat. We were going to go this evening before I presented, but then I had to go and play rugby with him. He loves his rugby. This is the view from my balcony. This is my son and I sitting in the jacuzzi. It's also afforded us to travel around the world. You know, we love rugby, and this was us in France watching the Rugby World Cup. This was us outside the Eiffel Tower. How many of you would love to take your children to Disney World? This was in Southeast Asia. This was a beautiful beach, a tropical island. And this was the Great Wall of China. And I could bore you all night with beautiful pictures. But this is what happens when you learn to get paid while you sleep. But where did it all start? Where did this journey start? Well, this is a picture of me and my dad. I was 13 years old. And what's really interesting to me is that my dad did what you were all taught to do, what I was taught to do, what I'm sure you were taught to do. Go to school, go to university, work really hard, get a great job, you know, invest, pay the financial industry, and retire happily at 65. I mean, let's be honest. How many of you have heard that story before? If you're honest with yourself, how many of you have heard that story before? I know I certainly have. And, you know, Fiona, you said you have. Let's give Fiona a payday. I think I'm in a generous mood today. I want everyone to have a payday. It's the launch of this exciting process, and I want everyone to have a payday. So let's give Fiona van Zyl a payday, Shanika. I'd really appreciate that. And what's so interesting is that story didn't end well for my father, because he went to school, he worked hard, he became a chartered accountant, he became financial director of a listed company. And what was so interesting is that even though he invested, when he died at 59, he died broke. Yes, you heard me. He died broke. And I decided I was going to do it completely different. I went out and I started studying, and I wanted to understand what wealthy people were doing. I wanted to get into property. I told you already, I got started in property when I was 13 years old. And I found a gentleman called Dr. Hannes Dreyer, and he said, the research out there in England, Australia, and America is that by the age of 65, 94% of people will either be dead, broke, or reliant on the government. 94% of people. 5% of people will be financially independent. And everyone's like, yeah, I want to be financially independent. Until they find out that financially independent is where you earn 25% less than your last paycheck. And that is why it's called financially trapped. All of our parents, all of the baby boomers, most of them are financially trapped. And only 1% of people are retiring wealthy at the age of 65. 100 of us are starting a race, and only one of us is finishing it. And so I decided to do it very differently. I basically did my first property project when I was 13. I did my first property development when I was 22. I did my first London property when I was 24. And I started a company at 25 to help people invest in property. I helped thousands of people invest in houses and apartments in South Africa, hundreds in England, hundreds in Australia, and hundreds in America. But I noticed a significant problem. All of them were stuck in country. There were massive barriers and hassles if they wanted to get into commercial property or international property. And that wasn't even taking into account the complexity of tax and structuring. In simple terms, the 99% could not invest like the top 1%. And I had two stories which were pretty horrible for me. So we had the crash in 2008, 2009. Barratt Homes is one of the biggest developers in England. And we had an opportunity in Wimbledon to buy 48 units. They're already built, they're already furnished, and they're already tenanted. I went out to our 2,500 investors and I said, I do not care what happens in the short term. This represents a real opportunity. It was a 40% discount on the properties, and they were cash flow positive by £440 a month. And what was so interesting is we needed £10 million. And I ran around and I spoke to all our investors, and I couldn't get people to work together, and we lost the opportunity. I was then in Bondi Beach, Sydney, and I met two very wealthy gentlemen. I said, what are you investing in? And they said, medical office buildings. And I was like, why? And they said, well, think about it. No matter what happens in the global economy, people need doctors. I was like, great. Secondly, doctors never leave their premises. Yep, that makes sense. And thirdly, doctors make great doctors, but they don't make great accountants. And so they sign long-term favorable leases. And I was like, that's a no-brainer. How do I participate? I said, it's easy. We're raising $40 million. There's 8 slots of $5 million. So once again, I ran around to all our investors. I could not get them to work together. And basically, we lost out on that opportunity. It went on to be worth $700 million on the Australian Stock Exchange. And what I realized was that 14 years I'd been trying to do it all myself. I mean, this was me. I paid Dr. Dolph DeRuis. He's the author of this book, Real Estate Riches. I paid him $8,000 to spend a week with him in America. And this was us on the steps of the courthouse, literally trying to buy property. I mean, how many, the rest of you, are guilty of doing what I did, which is going out and buying all the books, reading all the books, going on all the different courses? I have an honors degree cum laude, a master's degree cum laude. I've got CRS, which is the top qualification out of America, AIPP, which is the top one out of England. I've got PDP, which is from the business school, and the top one out of South Africa. I literally spent 14 years doing it all myself. And then in 2010, I learned a new way. Tony Robbins taught me that the much faster, simpler, safer way to get results is by copying successful people. And actually, I took it one step further, which was actually by partnering with successful people. I had the privilege of literally opening a business with Tony Robbins. Not many people in the world can say that. He's one of Accenture's 100 most influential people. And I had the privilege of opening a business with him, which was a business consulting company where we went across Africa. And I learned by working with him that the fastest way to get results was through partnership. And so I went back to the property industry and I said, right, there must be a better way to do this. And in 2014, we did our first commercial portfolio. It was 6 buildings that cost $16 million. And we did it through partnership. We did it by partnering with extremely wealthy people. There were 82 of us. And what was interesting is that we sold that building 5 years later to a fund, a property fund. We earned an average of 8% cash on cash per year and a total return of 15%, all in US dollars. And my question to you is, who would like those sort of returns? I mean, just be honest with me. Who would like to get those sort of returns? The answer on how to do this is through partnership. From there, we went on to do deals in America, in England, in Europe, in Australia, and in South Africa. We've helped people in 178 countries invest $1.3 billion. We've paid out over $31 million in distributions and dividends. And over 4,000 people from all over the world, we have helped earn, invest, and most importantly, get paid while they sleep. And so if they can do it, then I believe you can do it. And for the women out there, I think that there's a super exciting trend happening around the world, which is women in wealth, where women are being empowered now and wanting to take control of their financial futures. And if you're interested, just type in there women, if you're interested in women in wealth, because this is a movement that's happening around the world. But whether you're a man or a woman, this is about getting access to the right knowledge, the right information, the right partners, so that you can get paid while you sleep. So I wanted to share with you some tips on how you can get the same results as them. Who here would like to get the same results as them? Yes or no? Just type in the chat box there, yes. And wonderful for all the engagement. That's brilliant. So there's a couple of tips that I want to share with you. There's the 4 reasons which will stop you getting what you want. There's the 4 elements to passive income and freedom. There's the 4 steps to passive income. And there's the 4 tools to make it easy. It's all in 4s. Let's start with the 4 reasons why people don't get paid. The first is that they say to themselves that they don't have the money. People come along, they give them an opportunity, and in their brain they switch off because they say, I don't have the money. The next is they say, I don't have the knowledge. I don't know enough. I must go study more. And once I study more, I'll have the knowledge. But they use the excuse, I don't have the knowledge. I deal with a lot of wealthy and successful people. One of the excuses they have regularly is I don't have the time. They come to me and they say, I want to have passive income. I want to protect my wealth. I want to set up a legacy for my children. And I say, cool, well, we need to put a bit of time aside to do that. I don't have the time. And so the very thing that they want, they don't get because they don't invest the time to make it happen. And lastly, they are stuck, or you are stuck, in one of the passive income traps. Now, you would have heard this 1,000 times over by Albert Einstein. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you've tried for months or years or even decades and it hasn't worked for you, then you need to try something different. And don't use the excuse of I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the knowledge, or one of the passive income traps that you are currently caught in. Then we move to the 4 elements to passive income and freedom. I started off the evening with this. You need the right partners. You need access to the right opportunities. You need the right information. And you need diversification. And if you have all 4 of these, this is how you are going to get paid a diversified passive income of $1,000 or more as soon as possible. Now, many of you will sit here and you'll say, Scott, it sounds too good to be true. And I go, fine, I get it. I've been doing this for 28 years. I'm used to people being nervous or sounding too good to be true. And I want to be very clear. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. But here's a video from a lady who was a teacher. She had got some money. She was nervous. She sat on it. She did not know what to do with it. And then she started working with us. And within 30 days, she was earning a passive income. And she talks about what it was like to remove the weight off her shoulders. And my wish and my dream is that this is the experience that each and every one of you can experience. And most importantly, if Cynthia, as a teacher, as a divorced mother, can do it, then you too can do it. So what were the problems or challenges you were facing?
Yeah, the problem was huge. The problem was I'm living in a foreign country. I can't go back into my old career, which was China media, because I'm living in Italy. I had 3 kids to feed. I'd left my husband. And yeah, I was like, where's my skill set? So I was actually at the stage of like, just how do you put food on the table? And it was the first time it hit me that I was working for money, working, selling my time for my hours for time, and that my money wasn't working for me. And I was in that frozen position of like, what do I do with it? Like, I need this money to work for me because I'm over here scrambling to find a job and to put food on the table for the kids. I was really at that paralyzed, what do I do? What do I invest in? I was at that age where I felt like I don't have another, ride it out 20 years and the stock market always rebounds. I don't have another 20 years to ride it out. What are your needs? What's your financial situation? And I pulled up that matured, fund that I had and said, I need to invest this, but I don't want to, I can't invest it for the long term. Here are my needs. I have immediate goals. I have 3 children that have just gone off to college. So I suddenly have immediate financial goals that I'm not going to be able to meet if I keep just relying on my income or selling time for money. And they listened. They asked really smart, relevant questions I wouldn't have thought of, but they were particular to me. And I didn't feel like I was being put into a box of you're this type of investor, or you're this type of investor, or you're this type, And it wasn't just the like, are you high risk? Are you low risk? It was really they really tried to understand my needs. And within 24 hours, they had a proposal to me. But here's what we're going to do to solve your immediate problem. And within 1 month, I had income coming in from an investment from them, which just liberated me. I mean, it was just the buffer I needed to not panic about money anymore and to make the rest of the decisions slowly and, from a different mindset. It's a safety net that's just, unbelievable to me that someone who is not by any means a high net worth individual can have your money working for you, can have my money working for me and give me that peace of mind.
Yeah.
But there really isn't anything like finding the partnerships that we have in this group. So yeah, I think the partnership is the number one reason to join the mastermind. It's not just about the knowledge, it's about how do you execute, but you can't execute unless you have the deals in front of you. And you can't have deals in life, in any aspect of life, unless you have good partners. And it's a partnership that I would highly recommend people to, it's worth the entire investment. I would say jump. I mean, when I think of where I was 1 year ago, it's a million miles away, and not just because I have income coming in, but knowing what my next steps are. Like, I know where I'm going. I know where the next chunk of money is going to go into. I know what, I want to invest in. I know what I don't want to invest in. And I know the partners that I want to do it with. And that's just a huge weight off anybody's, financial shoulders.
So who here would like to have that experience? Can you see what she taught there? And I'll just stop sharing quickly so you can see me. But can you now start to see how you got to have the right partners? You've got to have access to the opportunities. You've got to have the right information, and you've got to have diversification. And if you have all 4 of those, then you can get paid. And again, in my opinion, if Cynthia can do it, then you can do it too. Such an amazing lady, and just the way she explains it, I believe, gives so many people hope that it is possible for you too. I mean, isn't this exciting? Like, come on, give me a show of hands. Who finds it exciting? I find this incredible, to be honest. Because it just, like, I want you to have hope. I want you to know that this is possible. And if thousands and thousands of other people are able to do it, then I know that you can do it too. So the next thing that's important is, what are the 4 steps to passive income and getting paid? And having and for some of you it was time, for some of you it was travel, for some of you it was freedom, for some of you it was passive income, etc., etc. Whatever it is for you that you desire. Well, there are 4 steps to be able to achieve it. We call it the 4 steps to payday. The first is that you sign up. The second is that you complete your profile. The third is that you fund your wallet. And the fourth is that you invest. Now, I want to draw a little picture for you. And it's interesting because if it's so simple, everyone always says to me, yeah, but Scott, if it's so simple, why haven't I been able to do it already? And so let me show you a little picture of why I believe that you have not been able to do it. So what's important here, and you're just going to have to bear with me with my little pictures, but here's a bed, okay? And you've got Jill or Joe Slope, they're sleeping in the bed, their legs, their little eyes, their hair over here. So they're basically sleeping in a bed. And they've got an asset over here. It can be a property, it can be any type of asset. And ultimately, their dream is to get paid while they sleep. Okay? With me so far? Yes? No? So, what's really interesting is that they go out, and if they're anything like most people, including me, they go out and they read books and they go on courses and they come on master classes like this and they go on challenges. They find mentors and they find coaches and they're really, really, really busy, and they get so busy and they fall off and they don't achieve the objective. And my business partner came to me and he sat with us as a team and he said, the problem is that we need to help someone get from A to B as fast as possible. We need to help them get a passive income as fast as possible. And so my question is, how many of you would like to get from A to B as fast as possible? You know, you want to be here, Jill or Joe Soap, sleeping in their bed. You want an asset to be paying you while you sleep. You want to avoid all the pitfalls that most people make. You just want to get from A to B as quickly as possible. Well, I've got some good news for you. My business partners and I put together a plan, and we basically call it the Passive Income Challenge. It takes 30 days to be able to get a result. 30 days. And my strong recommendation is that you take this picture and you literally take a photo. Look, there's a little camera. Take a photo of it. Now, it's no Picasso. I'm not going to win any awards for it. But at the end of the day, this is what you want. You want to get as fast as possible from A to B. And we've basically built a system to help you with 4 simple steps how you can get paid in 30 days. Now, people say to me, okay, Scott, again, it sounds too good to be true. So I say, cool. Let me show you another little picture just on how you can actually go out and do it. So I'll share my screen here quickly. Let me screen drop. Come on. Why is it not screen sharing? Let's try one more time. That's irritating. It's not screen sharing. Let's try one more time. There it is. So let me draw you a new picture. So this is what we call the 30 days to passive income. So 30 days to your payday. Yep, with me so far? Right, now what's important is that there's 4 quadrants. You've got quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Quadrant 1 is all about the platform. So you need to sign up on the platform. Quadrant 2 is you need to fill in your profile. Quadrant 3 is you need to fund your wallet. And quadrant 4 is you need to invest. Now, let's just give these some colors just to make it a little bit of fun. So I'm just going to color this one in yellow. This one here, I'm going to color in blue. This one over here, I'm going to color in, I don't know what, I'll do it in orange. And this one here, investing is all about green. Now, what's interesting is if you take this and you basically put it here, it's going to equal your payday. And what so many people say to me is, Scott, how much time is this going to take? And I say it's going to take you less than 1 hour a week times 4 weeks. So it's equal to less than 4 hours. Are you with me? What's so interesting is that people turn to me and they go, I love playing Monopoly. And I go, yeah, me too. And I say, okay, cool. Well, when you enjoyed playing Monopoly, oh, no, that's not the one I want. When you enjoyed playing Monopoly, did you enjoy getting this little card? The get out of jail free card. Well, what is your jail? Just answer yourself. What is your jail? Because ultimately, your payday is your get out of jail free card. Is that fair? Does that make sense? What is your jail? Maybe it's the job you work for. Maybe it's the company you work for. Maybe it's your own business. Maybe it's your South African property portfolio. Maybe it's the country you live in. What's your jail? Fear. This will help you get out of your jail. And that's why we call it the get out of jail free card. So again, I'd recommend that you take a picture of this, because there it is. There's the solution. And there's 4 simple steps. You need to sign up. You need to complete your profile. You need to fund your wallet. And you need to invest. And I just wanted to share with you some things of what people have said about this. You guys are so honest. Sure, blessed to have access to all this information, boggles the mind. But with partners like you, I can get there. It's like eating an elephant. How do you do it? Bit by bit. Your network is your net worth. The coaching and hand-holding we are receiving is actually priceless. The presentation is very inclusive. It's for very ordinary people to get involved. It's very fair price. It's clear, and people who get to participate during the participation. May I please agree of Alex? Alex is mind-blowing. I will climb Kilimanjaro with him. I did the 30-day challenge. I started investing. It is worth it. Passive income challenge changed my life and has put me in a wealthy mindset now. Absolutely, the 30-day challenge was worth the time spent on it. Thank you, Scott. I'll be revising again tonight. Wealth Migrate has changed my entire outlook when considering investments. Where have you been all along? I guess in my case, rather late than never. 4 simple steps, ladies and gentlemen, you can have the same results. And then to conclude, there are 4 tools as well to help it make it easy for you. The first is the Freedom Calculator. And this one is quite important because it helps you. So most people are out there and they've got no idea. Like, what is the passive income goal that you're trying to achieve? How much money do you have to put down per month? What type of growth do you need? And actually, you can literally build a plan to be able to get there. The next tool is the wealth plan. This is a simple one-pager. Why do you want it? What do you have to do? And how do you do it? 3 things that you need. And how many of you actually have a plan? Literally, you use the Freedom Calculator, use the wealth plan, and you have a full plan. Something I haven't shared with a lot of people. But what about the wealth roadmap? You can start with $100. And for 20 years, if you do $100, and there's a formula on how to do this, for 20 years, you can actually get to $3.3 million in equity and more than $15,000 in passive income. And you can see the calculation here, $3.3 million and $15,000 after tax per year. We call it the wealth roadmap, starting with $100. And then finally, the return on investment calculator. Now, this one's interesting. Alex asked me, I was doing a VIP session this morning with Alex, And he said to me, Scott, show me quickly what you actually do if someone comes along to you. And so I had this person, they wanted to invest $100 a month. They were getting $7, they were getting 7% in their current financial institution. By the way, this was in rands. And so technically we should take rand devaluation account, but we didn't. We on average have got, between ourselves and our family office, we've got about 14% on average. And so what's interesting, over 1 year, that in today's money gets you a $38. Okay, so if you invest $97 in yourself and you get back $38, that's a 48% return. Sorry, 40% return. If after 5 years, you invest $97 in yourself, but you get back $1,000, that's a 1,125% return. After 10 years, you get back $4,800. That's a 4,950% return. And finally, after 30 years, it's just short of $75,000. Now, let me put this up on a PowerPoint for you. So you're investing $100 a month. You invest $97 in yourself so that you get the right information and the right partners. In year one, it's a 40% return or $38. In year 5, it's $1,000 in today's money. If you put in $97 and you got out $1,000 in today's money, would that make sense? In 10 years, it's $4,800. And in 30 years, it's $74,000. This return on investment calculator is so powerful because if you're looking at different investments, it helps you make the right decisions, not only for today, but for the future. And so I wanted to remind you in conclusion of the 4 traps that we went through, just so that you can literally remember and remind yourself of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to share that. I want to just talk to you about them. So the first trap is that you're relying on a single source of income. The wealthy go out and they build multiple income streams that work together. And I showed you how Derek the farmer has been able to achieve that for himself. The second trap is that they invest without a strategy, or they rely on their financial planner, but they don't know what's going on. Whereas the wealthy people, they basically follow proven systems. The poor and middle class, they invest blindly and they hope for returns. But the wealthy people follow a proven system. And Evan showed you the 9-step system on how to achieve that. Trap number 3 is thinking you need a lot of money to get started. And the truth is, I showed you that you can start earning a passive income with as little as $10. And trap number 4 is that buying houses will help you retire. And the truth is that your home doesn't generate you passive income. In fact, it actually costs you money. And your rental properties, well, anyone who's ever done it, they are far from passive. And so I promised you an hour ago that Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money, you'll work until for the rest of your life. Did I say that? Yes or no? Can we agree that in the last 60 minutes, I have shown you how you can get paid while you sleep? Yes or no? I mean, just type yes if you agree with this. What about I've shown you how you can own assets which are hassle-free, simple, and safe? What about I've shown you that you can get access to the knowledge that the top 1% have? I've shown you how you can get access to the partners that the top 1% have. I've shown you how you can have time freedom. You watch me invest in 4 different assets in under 2 minutes. And I also showed you how we are earning passive income while we sleep. I've shown you how you can diversify across countries, currencies, assets, partners, and time. And I've shown you how you can protect your wealth, have a plan B, and peace of mind. But most importantly, I've shown you how you can earn passive income and how you can get paid. Would you agree? Let me know in the chat box quickly if you would agree with my statement. So, my mission from this presentation is to help 100 people achieve passive income and get paid. That's my mission. And I'm sure that there are many of you here that are still sitting here saying, sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? I'm not sure. I don't understand. My question is, who wants to be in that 100? Who would like to be in the 100 that is going to earn a passive income, is going to get paid, and most importantly, is going to learn how to get paid while you sleep? Because there's lots of people that are asking themselves this question, and I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't. How do I actually get paid? And so I wanted to ask a question for you. We've put together, for the last 4 months, we've been putting together a program to get you there as quickly, safely, and simply as possible. Can I share with you an irresistible offer? I literally want to share with you a way that you can get a passive income in 30 days. As a team, we've worked on this for more than a decade. Personally, I've worked on this for more than 2 decades. And I want to share with you how you can get results quickly, safely, and simply. So can I have your permission? Yes or no? I can see a whole bunch of people have said yes. Some people have said yes with concerns. I completely get that. And I'm going to literally take you through a process of how you can dip your toe and how you can get started. Because my mission, our mission as a team in the next month is to help 100 people earn a passive income while they sleep and to get paid. And how are we going to do it? Well, the answer is very simple. We tonight are launching the Payday Accelerator. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first time anyone has ever seen this. We have literally put it together to help people accelerate towards their payday. We've had Bhagwandas tonight. We've had Fiona and a number of others. I've forgotten the different names. Rose, I think it was, that have all had paydays. But our dream is to help 100 people have their payday. Ideally, I'd like to help everybody have their payday. But I also know that not everyone is going to commit. A lot of people want stuff, but they don't take action. And so my question to you is, who here is going to commit? Who here will commit to do what it takes to have a payday? Because we've literally built the Payday Accelerator to help you be able to make every single day a payday. And by the way, I didn't even answer it. Some people are asking, why am I called Payday Pickett? Well, my name is Scott Pickett, and I've been helping people do this for 28 years. For 28 years, I've been helping people with passive income get paid while they sleep and ultimately have a payday. And something that became a bit of a nickname recently was Payday Pickett. I want you all to have your payday. There's 4 simple steps. The first step is that you sign up for the 30-day passive income challenge. And as I said to you, all you got to do is 4 things over 4 weeks. You sign up, you complete your profile, you fund your wallet, and you invest. Step number 2, you will be given, as part of the Payday Accelerator, you'll be given access to a wealth discovery call. You'll sit down with one of our wealth coaches and they'll understand what you are wanting to achieve. They'll understand, where are you at? So where do you want to be and where are you at? They'll understand what has prevented you from achieving this to date. It's really important to understand what your blockages are, or certainly have been in the past. And then they can help you find the fastest way to achieve what you want. Step number 3 is you'll be given access to the Global Wealth University, where you've got not only the community, but you've got the knowledge, the learning environment, the collaboration. Step number 4, you've got coaching and accountability. For 4 weeks, you'll have a coach and an accountability sessions with an internationally qualified wealth coach. Yes, they're internationally qualified and certified. And you know, according to Harvard, you'll be 400% better off with a coach. I mean, if you've ever looked at anything in your life, if you've got to go running, or if you've got to lose weight, or if you want to be successful in business, or if you want to be the best golfer like Tiger Woods, or the best sports team like the Springboks or Man United, you've got to have a coach. And so if this is important to you, then you too need a coach. And that's why when you saw these testimonials, people like Frankie were saying, the coaching and the hand-holding we're receiving is priceless. Karen says, I please agree, Alex is mind-blowing. I'll climb Kilimanjaro with him. And people are over and over and over again are talking about the value of having a coach and someone that is holding them accountable. Now, what is the value of this payday accelerator? So, step 1, you get access to the passive income challenge, plus you get access to all the recordings. And what do you get? Well, you get passive income. That is worth $399. Step number 2, you have a discovery call with a wealth coach. What does that give you? Well, it gives you clarity around your next steps. That's worth $99. Step number 3, you get access to the Global Wealth University and community. What does that give you? Well, that gives you knowledge. That is worth $99. And then finally, step number 4, you get the coaching and the accountability. And that is the results. That is worth $400. You also get the peace of mind, which is all about the freedom. Everyone's looking for freedom. Imagine having the peace of mind to know you could get the freedom. That is priceless. And you get the system. You get the smart investing system where you can get the technology I've shown you tonight to do it safely and simply. This is the system you've been looking for. That too is priceless. If you add it all up, it's worth $997. I want to add in some bonuses though. I told you that there were 4 tools that would make this easy for you. So the first bonus is that we're going to give you access to our freedom calculator. Yes, believe it or not, once you finish the passive income challenge, we are going to give you access to the freedom calculator so that now you've got the belief. Now you know you can earn passive income. Now you build the calculator to make it happen over the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, so that you can have the freedom that you want in your life. The next bonus is we're going to give you the wealth plan so that you can literally take the freedom calculator and you can put down what do you have to do and how do you do it. And you can literally print it and stick it on your wall. And you can look at it every single day so that you turn your dreams into reality. My dad said, dream big, my son. People become what they dream. And you will never achieve your objectives unless you have a plan. We will also give you bonus number 3, which is our wealth roadmap. In fact, I'm even going to do a session for you, a live session on how you can start with $100. And after 20 years, you can get it up to over $3 million and over $15,000 of passive income if you do it right. Bonus number 4, I'm going to give you the return on investment calculator. Now, whether you want to work out the return on this program or any other program or investment, you need to know how to calculate the return between what you are currently doing and what this would mean for you in the future. It's the single most important tool to your success in the future. So I remind you, what do you get as part of the Payday Accelerator? You get the Passive Income Challenge, which is going to give you passive income. You get the discovery call with a wealth coach, which is going to help you with your next steps. You get access to the Global Wealth University, which gives you the knowledge. And you get coaching and accountability, which gives you the results. You get peace of mind, knowing that you can get to your freedom. And you also get a system to make it a reality. The total value, $997. We've then chucked in 4 bonuses because we believe these tools will make it easier for you. Bonus number 1, the Freedom Calculator will give you clarity. That alone is worth $997. Bonus number 2, the Wealth Plan. That will give you direction, worth $99. Bonus number 3, the Wealth Roadmap. That will give you hope. It will show you what is possible. That is worth $99. Bonus number 4, Return on Investment Calculator. That will give you confidence for any decision that you make financially, whether it's investing in this program or this product or this investment going forward, because it can help you make the right decisions now for your future. That will ultimately is worth $99, although I would say a hell of a lot more if you want to avoid the mistakes you made in the past. So the total value is $2,291. Now, we had 2 choices. The one is that we could work with 10, 15, maybe 20 people at the most, and we could work in a one-to-one environment and kind of coach them, etc. Or we could make it more accessible to people. We could do group coaching. We could work with up to 100 people, and we could ensure that they get results in a collaborative way. We decided to go with option number 2. So even though it is worth $2,291, we are not going to charge that. But the question that I would like to ask you, if you were going to invest $1,000, and if all it did was help you achieve your freedom goal, would it be worth it to you? Please type in the chat box for me. Just think about it. Would you invest $1,000 to help you achieve your freedom goal? Yes or no? While you're saying yes or no, I'd like to take a quick drink of water, because I really want you to contemplate. After everything you've seen tonight, I've shown you how it's possible. Would you invest $1,000 to achieve your freedom goal? If someone, you've been trying to do this for years and you haven't been able to achieve it, and if someone could come along and literally show you step by step how to do it, and I've shown you there's 4 simple steps, and if they could hold you accountable, and if you were to achieve your result, your freedom goal, would it be worth $1,000 to you? What about if all it did was provide you with 4 simple steps to get passive income of $1,000 or more? Would it be worth it to you? I mean, think about it. If you pay $1,000 and the first $1,000 pays off that investment, and every $1,000 after that is yours, would it be worth it for you if there were 4 simple steps? What about if there was a system to help you get passive income safely and simply, that thousands of other people have already been through? Would it be worth $1,000 to you? What about if it could provide you with confidence and clarity, that you could get the results that you've dreamed of? We started off this presentation. I asked you, what do you want more of? And people I want time, I want freedom, I want to travel, I want to protect my wealth, I want a plan B, I want peace of mind, I want passive income, I want to be able to send my kids to whatever school I want to be able to immigrate, I want to be able to send my kids to university overseas, I want to be able to donate more to charity. Whatever you dreamed of, if it gave you the confidence and clarity that you could achieve those results, would it be worth $1,000 to you? And finally, if all it did was teach you how to get paid while you sleep, would it be worth $1,000 to you? You saw the testimonial of Derek. He was a farmer for 42 years. He used to drive tractors and dig ditches in the ground and drop seeds into those ditches and then hope that it rained so that when the rain came, the seeds would grow into crops. And then he learned how to get paid while he slept. And he said he was so excited. He was literally like a child on Christmas Day because he realized that he could now get paid while he slept. Would that be worth $1,000 to you? Now, I'm not going to charge you $1,000, and quite soon, we probably are going to be charging $997 for this payday accelerator. But because we're launching to our community tonight, we're not going to charge $997. Most programs out there, the next level down is $297. But because we're launching tonight, we're not going to charge $297. In fact, we're going to live up to our purpose, the very first slide I showed you, which is to help you invest like the top 1%. If you take the total value and you put it all together, it's $2,291 of value. And we're not going to charge that tonight. As a promotion, as a literally no-brainer offer to our community, our payday accelerator is $97, a once-off fee of $97. You join the Payday Pioneers, and literally for $97, you get everything that I have shown you. Everything that I have shown you, you get for $97. Now, what I find fascinating is people say to me, Scott, why is it so cheap? And the reason is we want to make it a no-brainer offer for our community. You already are part of our community. We want you to have your payday and to get results. The more people that get results, the more people that we can help. We've been working on this program now for over 4 months. This will be the very first time that we are taking people through this program. There are 100 places available. We want 100 people to commit, and we are going to start on the 2nd of April. We're starting on the 2nd of April. So you will literally be able to participate, and by the end of April, you will be earning a passive income, and you will be being paid while you sleep. For those of you who think that it sounds too good to be true, we will also give you a results guarantee. If you follow the 4 steps through the process, if you come and have your wealth strategy call, if you sign up on the Wealth University, and if you turn up to the coaching and the accountability, and you don't get results, we will refund you your money. We have literally made it a no-brainer. And the reason that we've made it a no-brainer is that $97 is not going to change my life. But we fundamentally know, like thousands and thousands and thousands of other people from 178 countries, that it will change your life. So your worst case scenario, literally your worst case scenario, is that you waste less than 4 hours of your life. 1 hour a week for 4 weeks. It's less than 1 hour a week. I want to throw in one extra bonus for you, and that's a fast action bonus. So for the first 20 people that sign up, I built a program with my partner Shane about 3 years ago. We were challenged. So if you take this book, if you've read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, let me just stop sharing quickly. So if you've read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the cash flow quadrants. You've got the employee that sort of is in the top left corner, and they basically sit on the hamster wheel. They're kind of caught in a rat race. Then you've got the self-employed person. They're always in debt. And although they've got their own company, they generally got their own job. And these people earn no passive income. They're basically all active income. They get paid for working hard. On the top right, you've got the business owners, and they build systems, and ultimately the businesses pay them. But the person that everyone wants to be is the investor, and that's where their money works for them. And so we were challenged by our community to build a program on how to move from being an employee or a self-employed person to being a business, to being an investor as quickly as possible. And we built this program, and I'm going to do an upgrade. So the first 20 people that sign up are going to be invited to the upgrade of this course. And it's the 4-step wealth formula home study course. Within 60 minutes, we will help you create a personalized wealth plan and move from the employee or self-employed quadrant to the freedom of the investor quadrant as quickly, simply, safely, and predictably as possible, without being trapped by the financial industry, scammed, and given away your power to someone else, or adding any additional stress or hassle to your life. So for the first 20 people that sign up, there's someone just signed up. I see Shreya has also joined us. So Shreya, welcome to the journey. And this course alone is worth $997. So I'm going to do a demo version or a beta version or a pre-screening version, whatever you want to call it, with 20 people that sign up for the Payday Accelerator. And this alone is worth $997. And as part of the Payday Accelerator, there's another person, you're literally going to get it for $97. $97. You get everything that we've spoken about tonight for $97. So let me just refresh your memory as to what you're going to get. Shane, please can you just switch that off? Sorry, there's people signing up, and it's very exciting. They're all having their payday, which is fantastic. And I look forward to them all having a payday. But let's not, I battle to concentrate with that thing going off all the time. So let me remind you what you get as part of the Payday Accelerator. The first is that you get access to the Passive Income Challenge. It literally will give you passive income within 30 days. You get access to a discovery call with a wealth coach. It'll give you the next steps. You get access to the Global Wealth University and community. It'll give you the knowledge. You'll get access to the coaching and the accountability. It'll give you access to results. You'll get peace of mind because you know that freedom is possible. And you'll get the smart investing system that you can use. Put that all together, that's worth $997. Chuck in the bonuses though. Bonus number 1, the Freedom Calculator. That'll give you clarity. The Wealth Plan. That'll give you direction. The Wealth Roadmap. That'll give you hope. Remember, it'll literally teach you how to get started from $100 and turn it into $3.3 million and $15,000 a month passive income. And you'll get the Return on Investment Calculator, which will give you confidence. Put it all together, $2,291 worth of value. And for the first 20 people that sign up, you're also going to get the Fast Action Bonus, which is the 4-step wealth formula home study course. And I'm going to be redoing that, and you'll be able to, 20 people will be able to do it with me live. And there you'll get insights. And that alone is worth $997. And the total value is $3,298. And for today, as a launch to our community, our Payday Accelerator is $97. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, $97 for you to sign up. You get absolutely everything that I've shared with you for $97. You can join our Payday Pioneers. Literally, what are pioneers? They're people that go out ahead. They're people that discover the new Americas and that ultimately create the wealth in terms of that process. So I leave you with some closing thoughts. You've got 2 options. You can use the excuses that so many people use. And remember, I've worked with people for 28 years in 178 countries. And the excuses that people use are, I don't have the money. I don't have $97. I don't believe that. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't have the knowledge. Well, I've shown you how to get the knowledge. I don't have the time. Well, I've shown you that you can do this in under 4 hours over the next 4 weeks. And you can stay stuck in the traps that I've showed you. And my guesstimation is that whether you're a man or woman, at the end of this year, you're going to feel like this gentleman, full of anxiety, frustration, another year's gone by without achieving your results. There's another option. You can get what you want. Get everything that you want by starting to earn a passive income and get paid while you sleep. You can get the knowledge that you want through partnership. You can get the time that you want, and you can get the freedom that you want. And I love this picture of a family, generationally happy, on a beach, peace of mind. They know their money's protected. They know they've got a plan B. They've got peace of mind. They're getting probably paid while they're on the beach. And the question is, this is for everyone in terms of that process. So let's if this is what you're interested in, then you literally go to this link, the 30-day passiveincomechallenge.com. So I can see that Shane has put that in the link. And if I literally click on it, you go to this landing page. And you can see unlock your passive income stream in less than 30 days. And it literally takes you through the process of how you're going to do it. And you go down to the bottom here, you fill in your name and your email address, scott@wealthmigrate.com, and I go join the passive income challenge, and it then brings up the payment info. You can see it's $97, and I go in and I can just pay for it via credit card, or I can pay for it another way. I can use one of my other credit cards, etc. And I literally go join the passive income challenge in terms of that process. So it's super simple, super easy in terms of that process. Michael and Lee, it was really interesting. So here's a picture of Michael. He came on a presentation very similar to this back in 2012. He decided to come on a buyer's trip in February 2013. And when we were in America, he said to me, Scott, one of the things that I really want is that I want my daughters to be able to study overseas. I want my daughters to be able to live overseas and to work overseas. And so he started investing. And it was so interesting because 10 years later, his daughters are studying overseas. They're now working in England. The whole family's immigrated to England. And it's so interesting watching how someone turns their dreams into reality. And he sent me a beautiful message. And he said to me, Scott, when I joined
the next steps from that perspective. So there we go, Scott. We can't call it a day without a bug, right? We had to throw you off your game. You just had you were just so much on fire, Scott. We just had to kind of throw a stone in your way. But anyway, let me go off mute and pass back to you.
Alex, where did you lose me exactly? Because you gotta love the internet. But I was just finishing the story with Michael, and I was just wondering, did you see this where he said that when I joined, it was the best money I ever spent and would never have happened if I tried it myself. And what I always say to people is that he actually started by investing $2,000 and then coming on a buyer's trip. And so when I say to people, $97, it really is a very minuscule amount of money. And the question I ask people is, do you want to get paid? I asked you right up front, what do you want more of? And people said they want time, they want freedom, they want to travel, they want passive income. Well, the answer is it always comes through your passive income. That is the answer. And it's all about getting paid. I shared with you the formula. You need the right partners, you need access to the opportunities, you need the right information, and you need diversification. And if you get all of that, that is how you're going to get paid a diversified passive income of $1,000 or more as soon as possible. So I gave you two choices. And back to being a child, you can think of it like Monopoly. You can go left and continue to buy houses and invest like a retail investor or a mom and pop investor, or you can go right and you can start to invest in commercial property. You can start to invest like an institutional investor. You can start to get paid while you sleep. And we still joke, we see it as the get out of jail free card. I would also recommend that if you want to go along to the website, go to Trustpilot, go to YouTube, go look at all the testimonials. get yourself a cup of coffee, because you're going to need a long time to go and read all the testimonials of other people that have been through these processes and got results, whether it's written testimonials or video testimonials. And we've taken all the risk out of it, because at the end of the day, it's all about results. And if you do the processes over the next 30 days, we are that confident that you will get the results that we give you a money back guarantee. And so, in conclusion, I've shown you the return on investment calculator. If you get started with the $97 payday accelerator, and if you commit to investing $100 a month, that will equal or be worth $4,800 to you in 10 years. $4,800 in 10 years and $74,000 in 30 years. How many of you in today's money would put $97 into a machine knowing that 10 years from now, in today's money, you would get out $4,800? How many of you would do that? And if that makes sense to you, then join us on the Payday Accelerator, literally for $97. All you do is you go down to this link below, 30daypassiveincomechallenge.com, and you literally sign up. Because I promised you right up front that we would show you how you could get paid while you sleep. I hope that we've lived up to our promise. I hope that you've got a lot of value out of this process. And I think I want to finish with two quotes that I love. Nelson Mandela said, "Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will." And there's an African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So let's answer some questions. I know there's been some questions coming through, and my team have very kindly put it together. I do remind you that as part of the Payday Pioneers, on the left-hand side, you can see what you get as part of the Payday Accelerator. You're going to get the Passive Income Challenge, which gives you passive income. You're going to give the Wealth Discovery Call, which gives you the next steps. You're going to get the Wealth University, which is about the knowledge and the partners. You're going to get the 4 weeks coaching and accountability, which is about results. You're going to get bonus number 1, which is the Freedom Calculator, which is clarity. You're going to get the Wealth Plan, which is direction. You're going to get the Wealth Roadmap, which is hope. You get the Return on Investment Calculator, which is confidence. And then you get the first 20 people are going to get access to the Fast Action Bonus, which is the 4 steps to wealth formula, which is insight. So let's run through a couple of the questions that are here. And I see there's a bunch that are coming through as well. I'm really busy and time poor. How much time will this require? The answer is less than 4 hours over the next month. So less than 1 hour a week for 4 weeks. Less than 4 hours over the next month. And I always say to someone, if you don't have 4 hours to set yourself up for success, for something that you want, you will never, ever, ever get it. I'm not sure if I qualify for this. I do have investments, but I'm not a sophisticated investor. What do I do? We've built this to help everybody. So whether you've got $10 or $10 million, everyone needs to learn how to start, because we've helped people that are worth hundreds of millions of rands, as an example, tens of millions of dollars, and they're stuck here in South Africa, but they want to become international investors. They want to invest in America or in England or in Europe. We got people in Dubai, we got people in Abu Dhabi, we got people in India, we got people in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Swaziland, all over the place, Kenya. People in emerging worlds that want to invest into the first world. And they've got tens of millions of dollars or millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they want to get a globally diversified passive income. How do they get started? The 30-day passive income challenge. We've also got people that are right at the beginning and they just want to get started. They don't have any investments. They don't have any passive income. How do they get started? The 30-day passive income challenge. It's the single simplest way to get people started and to get them results. Is this South African focused? No. I have a South African accent. I lived in London for 9 years. We set the business up in England. It's regulated in England. I just choose to live in South Africa because I can. And because of that, It's not South African focused. We're an English company. We're based out of England, and we've helped people in over 78 countries go through this process. And by the way, some people have asked, are there some countries that are restricted? Yes, there are. So we have to work with European regulation. So as part of the EU, there's about 100 countries that we can work with. Some countries that we can't work with are like North Korea, Russia. We have challenges with Zimbabwe, although we do help Zimbabwe members at a mastermind level. And we've got problems with people in America because we have challenges setting up the wallets for Americans. Again, we can help them at the mastermind level. So if you're not sure, I would reach out to one of our team and ask them, why should I join the payday bundle versus doing it on my own? You can. I did it on my own for 14 years. You can literally go on our platform and start investing, no problem. But as part of the payday bundle, you go through 4 weeks of framework. You have coaching and accountability. We've literally thought about it. We've done thousands and thousands of hours of coaching and masterminds ourselves. Both Alex and I are internationally qualified coaches so that we can help you step by step and in simple terms, help you get results. I really need accountability. Will you help me? So yes, Alex helps people go through that process over a 4-week period. Plus, you've actually got your peer accountability. We create WhatsApp groups, people work together, and it's amazing how the carrot and the stick helps you just get momentum every week so that you can get those predictable results. What is the minimum investment on the platform? $10. So the minimum investment on the platform is $10. So literally every single person on this call has $10 and can get started. Do you have a payment plan? No. For $97, you don't need a payment plan. Everyone can find $97 if they want to. Where there's a will, there is a way. And then, are there any other questions in terms of that process? So let me look here because I can see there's been a bunch of questions put in my chat. So let me just go through them quickly and make sure I've answered any of them. Okay, Saida answered your question. I spoke about the US. Soraya, well done. Frank, well done. Frank Capri, I'll answer some of your questions. I don't know, you want to type them again? Saida said, I've paid but can't access the join button. Shane, if you can just reach out to her, please. Haput Feldman, maybe Shane, if you can just reach out to Haput. He said that he was having a problem with the transaction, but we will certainly be able to help you with that process. Haput, Barbara Rafalo said, do I join if I've already invested? That's an interesting one, Rafalo. There's advantages and disadvantages. What I would do for you, Rafalo, is I would set up a discovery call. As you're already an investor, I would set up a discovery call and we could help you with what are the best next steps for you. So maybe Shanika, if you could reach out to Rafalo and just set up a discovery call with him, please, or him or her, sorry. Cheryl's joined. Fantastic, Cheryl. I look forward to the journey. William said, contact you in the morning. Anne said, what about inflation? So, Anne, look, I mean, we could go into these models in as much detail as you want. There's 27 variables to the IRR, internal rate of return. Tonight, I don't want to confuse people, so I'm keeping it simple. And you can take into account inflation. Obviously, there's 27 variables you should take into account. And I have taken into account in the things like taxes, etc., in terms of that process. I have a Wealth Migrate wallet, but I don't know where to invest. We've created the 30-day passive income challenge for you. So my strong recommendation is join the Payday Accelerator and come on the program for the next 4 weeks. You'll get the knowledge you need. You'll start investing and you'll get the results that you want. Soraya, thanks very much. It was awesome. So thank you very much. Vili, thank you. Good night. My bank does not approve the payment. So Henry, the team can reach out to you and we can help you figure out what that's all about. Are there restrictions on certain countries if you want to invest in other countries like the US, e.g. Zimbabwe? Rosa, again, where there's a will, there's a way. If you're in Zimbabwe, there's a number of Zimbabweans that we've helped. So I would reach out to the team and have a discovery call with them and see how they can assist you. Is the platform only accessible when signed up for the 30 days? No, to me. This is about getting you set up, and then you can invest ongoing. So it's really important ongoing. This is about getting you results over the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Abdul, how does tax take into account? So look, we help people in 78 countries around the world. And so each one of them is a tax resident in their country. So I can't answer tax questions here. But Abdul, what I would suggest is that, we've actually got a program on how to do tax efficiently and effectively. I would suggest setting up a wealth discovery call, and we would be able to see where you're at and see how we could help you with that process. But everything is done tax efficiently and tax legally. Then Renette said 97 sign up and monthly. What's the amount? There is no amount monthly, Renette. I'm just saying if you invest $100 a month, you don't have to invest anything. But if you invest $100 a month, I was just showing you what you could get. But there's the Payday Accelerator is a once-off fee of $97. Shane saying, please just try again. It looks like it timed out. And then Rosa said, what are the fees for using the platform? So Rosa, we've invented the system to be very similar to Airbnb. So as a platform, we only make money after you make money. So there's a 3% transaction fee and 10% success fee. So we tend to, the bulk of our revenue comes from success. So our whole focus is on helping you get results. That's why we do what we do. That's why we have the Payday Accelerator. That's why we have Wealth Hackers. That's why we have the Mastermind. All of them have been set up to help you get results, because the sooner we help you get results, the sooner we also get paid in terms of that process. So Shane or Alex, anything that I've forgotten that you think is relevant, or any other questions that I need to answer?
Nope, Scott, I think you aced it. There was a couple of questions in the Q&A or questions and answers box that I just addressed as well. So yeah, I think we're on the clear.
Excellent. And Alex, maybe just put your camera on, because you're the one that leads the Passive Income Challenge. And as they always joke, you're the fearless leader that people said they would happily walk Kilimanjaro with you. You've done this. You've done it twice already. This will be the third time that you're taking people through this. We're starting in April. And what are just some of the experiences people go through? Why is this so valuable to them?
Yeah, so I think the biggest takeaway that I have found so far that our community members have found is ultimately that it's possible. And, life happens. Everyone on this call now is all positive and excited. And tomorrow work happens, kids happen, car breaks down, flights are delayed. And the biggest thing, or the biggest value proposition that I find in the like-minded community that we go through in this group is actually the commitment of actually needing to show up. So I'll use an example of our WhatsApp group. We create a WhatsApp group where everyone joins in and everyone kind of motivates everyone, and we kind of push forward. And I post a few links in the morning and in the afternoon. And I've heard so many times that like 10 minutes before we go live on the session to get feedback and kind of hear where everyone's at, people actually jump online quickly and do their homework, because they don't want to be, they don't want to be the student that hasn't done the homework. And I think that's the biggest point here, is the commitment to spending the time every single week to get your homework done. And some people are overachievers and they do it all within one day. Others, do it 10 minutes before the session that we go live every week. And that's been the biggest shift in mindset for our community, is actually just sticking to one thing every single week and getting it done, not being overexcited and overwhelmed and trying to take over the world in 1 week, but actually methodically and systematically just do one thing per week and have that accountability. And also, when I think the second main point here is the community and camaraderie and friendships that is built here, in those spaces. So yeah, Scott, I'm really truly excited to see our new members join, and thank you again. I've gotten a few messages already, and I've got a few meetings booked tomorrow morning, so I'm looking forward to that. And ultimately, getting you paid is ultimately the goal here.
Awesome. Okay, Alex. Well, thank you very much. I can see there's lots of kind messages coming in. If anyone else has any final questions, I just wanted to honor and thank the team. This has been a 4-month journey that we've put together. We started working on this in October last year. And it's one of those things in life where you really work hard to put together something amazing for our community. Tonight is the launch to our community. We did a pre-screening to our wealth hackers and our mastermind community on Friday. We got some amazing feedback from them. And yeah, we're super, super excited to launch this to everyone and to let them know about the opportunity. And so that's all from us. I look forward to those of you that have joined the Payday Accelerator. I remind you of all the things that you're going to get. We've never put together a bundle quite as crazy as this. I told you I wanted to create an irresistible offer for you. So you've got the Passive Income Challenge, the Wealth Discovery Call, the Wealth University, 4 weeks of coaching and accountability. You've got the bonus of the Freedom Calculator, the Wealth Plan, the Wealth Roadmap, and the Return on Investment Calculator. And for the first 20 people, you're going to join me as I redo the 4-step Wealth Formula Home Study course. And what you're going to get for that is passive income, next steps, knowledge and partner, results, clarity, direction, hope, confidence, and insight. If you want passive income, and if you want to get paid while you sleep, I don't really know a better way for you to do it than to go to this link, the 30-day passiveincomechallenge.com. And as Shane has very kindly put it into the chat box for you, for those watching the recording, you literally go here. You can see all the different steps. You go down to the bottom, you sign up, you put it in, and you join the Payday Pioneers and our Payday Bundle. I hope that helps you. It's been wonderful. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege. Thank you for your time. And most importantly, I hope that we've answered your question on how do you get paid while you sleep. I've got one request for you. If you enjoyed tonight's presentation, then please just type it in the chat box. Let us know what you thought. And if you think it's of value to your friends and family, please go out there and let them know about what we're doing. I've shared with you the passive income traps. It's affecting everybody. 99% of people on the planet are being affected by these passive income traps. I've shown you the 4 elements to getting passive income. I've shown you how you can do it using technology simply and safely. And my request to you is if you think this is of value to you and to others, then please go out there and share it with others. Because as a community, we're only as good as how much we work together, how much we collaborate. And let's solve one of the greatest challenges on the planet. Let's help everybody. Let's help you invest like the top 1%. And my request to you is please share it with others if you found value through this process. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you online soon. Good night.